Do I have everybody's attention now?
Here's the cover. Can he do it? Kick out at two. Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
So I'm Jay.
And I'm PK.
And this is Kick Out at 2. Just a wrestling podcast show thing that we thought we would do because we like to talk about wrestling. And we thought maybe other people that egotistical, maybe people want to hear us talk about wrestling.
Well, if they listen to this, then they must do. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Today's subject is going to be tag teams.
Tag teams, yes.
I'm going to talk about tag teams. We're obviously not going to get through every tag team. This is going to be a seasonal show. There'll be hopefully a few seasons that we do. So in future seasons, if we don't talk about your favourite tag team, let us know. And maybe we'll address it in the future in another tag team episode. But this is one I feel like you wanted to do. You like your tag teams, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
There's literally look like Hardy Boy fucking DVDs behind you.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
you
Hardy
do
Boys, and yeah, TLC, and yeah, loads of stuff like that. So
go.
yeah.
So go on. What are we going to talk?
You start first.
I start.
Yeah.
Right. What was weird when you said tag teams? I'm currently like going through the. I'm still watching WWF and rewatching it all again. I'm going through the stage where Vince is just realizing, holy shit, I can do stuff with tag teams. I can give them ladders and also. So you just had like the whole Jeff Hardy, the Hardys, Dudleys, and Edge and Christian table match. No, ladder match, but they turn it into a TLC match before it's a TLC match.
Yeah.
But the first team that came to my mind when you said tag team was Yokozuna and Owen Hart. Because I remember when I was going through and watching it through lockdown, I was like, what a weird team, what a weird pairing. But it worked really well. They just bounced off each other so well. They won the tag team champions twice. They formed in 1995 and they were only around, I wrote this down, for 5 months.
Really?
5 months. But I thought they were just really good. I don't know, I can't remember how it comes about. I feel it's something to do with Bret Hart beats Yokozuna at WrestleMania. So then Yokozuna obviously has a hatred towards Bret Hart. Who else has a hatred towards Bret Hart? The King of Hearts, Owen Hart. So I feel they teamed up against Bret and someone else maybe. But then I think Vince has gone, you two works really well together. Let's keep you two together. Let's give you a little run. And they were fucking great. Like, that didn't have anything major. It wasn't like they didn't have the Dudley Death Drop or anything like that. But they did flow. Like, have you seen any Yokozuna Owen Hart matches?
No, not for a long time.
I've never heard of it until I watched it.
I do know one thing about Yokozuna. Mm-hmm. He wasn't a sumo wrestler. He was Samoan.
Yeah, he was Samoan.
It's
one of the classics about
another part of the of that family. Another one of Roman Reigns.
When you think about it,
it
wasn't like he spoke any Mandarin at all. He would just go like "Aye!" or whatever,
just shout.
Just make a noise at the camera. He never did anything.
His name was Rodney, so.
Yeah, but I just thought I'd give them a massive shout because I do like odd couple tag teams, and they for me were the original odd couple tag team.
Yeah.
But yeah, much props to them, especially Owen Hart. And Owen, just little side note, Vince gave him something to do and he'd do it. You're gonna be the intercontinental run. You're gonna be tag team. You're gonna do a run for the heavyweight. You just give him everything, and it's just obviously a shame what happened to Owen. But for God's sake, the guy worked his ass off and made it work. Give him Yokozuna as a tag team and believably became champions. So yeah, I thought I'd kick us off with that.
My first one, Legion of Doom.
I wondered when you were just going to bring Legion. You're just going right in with the Lord.
Well, I thought, go back further back, and it's one of the first tag teams I remember seeing as a kid. I'm just thinking that is the coolest thing ever. And I can't think which pay-per-view is it where they come in on motorcycles.
It's SummerSlam with London, Wembley, and
Wembley,
Hawk.
Yeah,
he's out of it. Like who had the bad drug problem? Was it Hawk? It was one of them. I'm pretty sure it was Hawk. He's really like, if you watch that match, the rest of them carry him.
Yeah.
Like, he's really strung out there. He doesn't really know
I don't quite remember the match, but I just remember that entrance.
But that entrance with it on the bikes going straight down is
going
sick.
back to the entrance, and I can't remember the manager's name, is when he had the ventriloquist puppet.
Yeah, I
On the
remember.
front.
I remember this.
I didn't remember that at all until I went back and watched it a few days ago, and thought, what is that puppet doing?
Did they not have the what's the manager? Not Jimmy Hart? Is it?
No, it wasn't him.
Oh, it's someone like him though, innit?
Yeah.
Fuck. I can't remember, but I know what you mean. But yeah, I do remember this puppet. I don't think they used it prior to that pay-per-view, and they didn't use it after. It was just like a weird thing. I don't know if they thought it was going to be the third member of Legion of Doom.
Basically they just used it to promote figures. Because they started doing all the action figures and stuff like that. So it was just a really weird tag team to use it with, because they didn't like it at all. They were just like, what was he doing? So they were quite happy that it got kicked out quite.
When I started watching wrestling back when I was like early teens, I do remember the first time I saw Legion of Doom. Then I remembered, I remember seeing the Legion of Doom figures in shops and not knowing what it was. I just knew as a kid that they look cool.
Yeah.
That's how out there they were. They were fucking huge.
Yeah,
Legion of Doom.
big guys, yeah.
They weren't even always, and they weren't always called Legion of Doom, were they? Were they called
No, they were originally called Road Warriors.
Road Warriors?
Yeah.
But they couldn't be called the Road Warriors when they came to WWE because Ultimate Warrior existed, and I'm sure there was another Warrior.
It was. So
I was told Vince said he just thought there was too many Warriors.
No. Let me think back now.
But I think I remember them as the Road Warriors as well. Like I as a kid, I remember seeing the pack of Road Warriors on maybe, or I saw a poster or something.
Because the Legion of Doom, Road Warrior Hawk,
Road Warrior Animal.
So they were originally Road Warriors and then changed to Legion of Doom. Oh no, they were originally. What do they now?
And then
they
they got draws in as
changed to Road Warriors and then back to Legion of Doom.
And they got draws in as Puke.
Yeah.
With the fantastic Beyond the Mat thing where Vince is shouting, I'm going, oh my god, he's gonna puke! Oh my god, he's gonna puke! In the fucking meeting. Which is like, the most intense meet. Like, if that's what Vince is like all the time, then I can see why some people stuck around for the fucking mat for it. But, yeah, and they got Sonny as well to be a Road Warrior for a little bit, which was dead weird. Like, I don't really get why that worked.
I just remember seeing Doomsday Device. That is just such a good finishing move. Dead simple, but it just looks so painful.
Who uses Doomsday Device now? Is it Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus?
Yeah, Jurassic Express.
Jurassic Express, and you know what? When they do it, it doesn't hit the same.
Well, it doesn't, but it still hits well. But because of the size difference between
them,
I think it's a good move to do. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
It works. It's a good homage.
But it's like seeing the difference between The Undertaker hitting a tombstone and MJF do a tombstone. I don't know what it is, but there's something magical about when they do the Doomsday Device. When Jurassic Express do it, it's another move for me.
Yeah, it is. It's not a finisher. It's just a good move. But I think it's different because of the styles they wrestle. Yeah. You've got... They were just two brutes, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
they were just two big
which
guys.
was mad that they're doing such a mad move. That's like that.
The fact that they got to the top rope, was the crazy bit. But now you've got wrestling's evolved so much that that move's just another move.
What a rush! That's all I keep hearing in my head now. Ooh, what a rush!
One of some people I know like to do Mongolian throat singing, and every time they do that, I just think it's. You know.
Who do you know who likes to do Mongolian throat singing? I know Eve likes to listen to Mongolian throat singing.
One of the guys that Becky works with, he just sits there tattooing and then starts just going. Just does it while tattooing.
I'd freak out. That'd make me jump. That if he just started doing that.
Yeah,
I feel like he just had wind.
But then every time he does that, all I can think is just what a rush. Just sat there in my head just saying it. So
yeah. I'm gonna jump my one. I've gone from very early. I'm gonna jump right to modern day.
Yeah.
And one of my favourite modern day tag teams at the moment is The Acclaimed.
All right. Okay.
I fucking love the Acclaimed, everything about the Acclaimed, from the entrance where he absolutely roasts whoever is on the stage, and also whatever was topical of that week.
Yeah. See, I do enjoy that, but I think because it's so topical, it ends up like South Park, where if you watch it a couple of months later,
It doesn't hit.
it doesn't. But if you watch it a week after, it is good. So it's not bad. I know what you mean.
But were you saying it'll be a victim of time, those entrances?
Yeah, it'd be one
I
of
get
them.
you, I
Yeah.
get you.
If you say watch it, if you know a year's to time, and someone does what you've been doing with WWE/F, and go through it.
I think he's maybe self-aware of that, because I
Yeah.
feel like now he mentions either major events that have happened in pop culture where they've like ripple out, or he talks about wrestling like you'll go down as well as Glenn Jacobs tweets. Like, he says stuff that wrestling fans will know.
Right. Yeah.
So
fair play.
I get what you mean with that, but I like that entrance. I like the fact that I can't remember the fucking names. I'm terrible. It's Max and I can't remember the other guy. He's such a good as being the backup.
Andrew Bowens.
That's it, Bowens. Bowens is where he like goes. It's just like everybody loves the Acclaim, like that, and then they do that thing where there's everything, and then it's just they're really good wrestlers. They're just both really good wrestlers, and there's a little hint of, and it's gonna be a good segue for you later. There's a little hit of headbangers in there because they bring the stereo down, and if Bowens is wrestling, Max Caster, he'll use his chain to knock them out if it's singles. And the other way round, if Max is wrestling, Bowens uses a stereo to knock him out.
I was going to mention that. I do like tag teams or any stable or anyone that brings a weapon to the ring.
Yeah.
Every time. It's not, it's... See, a lot of the time, I sometimes see stuff through how it'd be in a video game. I don't know why. I've done it with films. Every film adaptation and stuff like that. And in my head, that's like, I see that and go, I bet that'll be cool in a video game. That.
Yeah, when they do it.
With that and be able to use it. And I don't know why, that's just how my brain works. It just...
But yeah, I just think they're a really good tag team. They get the crowd going. I think they technically are heels, but they are so over. They are so over.
They're one of those that they can play a good face or good heel.
Yeah.
Because they're just entertaining.
Yeah. Because everyone loves the Acclaimed. They
Yeah.
just shout it and everyone agrees, and it's just like...
Either everyone agrees because they love the Acclaim, or everyone loves to hate the Acclaimed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It works. Like, in the latest AEW, when they came down, I think it was Max versus CM Punk. He obviously roasts CM Punk so well.
Yeah.
He laughs his ass off in the stage and is like clapping because he's just like, it's fucking great. This is fantastic.
Yeah.
No, yeah. So big shout out to the Acclaimed. They are one of my favourite modern tag teams at the moment, and hopefully one day they'll get the belts.
Yeah.
But go on.
I'll stick with modern. I'll stick with AEW. Moxley and Bryan.
Our favourite Braniel Bryanson. Yeah, the Blackpool Combat Club.
Yeah, and the fact William Regal's in on it is even better. Like, it's just...
I like that. I like the William Regal bringing them together made sense.
Yeah.
I like that he also just goes and does colour commentary while they wrestle, and he just goes and describes moves like, look at the way he's hit his back, Man in the Mask. He's done that. Hits him in the spine. That'll cause him to have a man. You're just with them all the way, like going. These are two brutes who are going at it. There's a mutual respect. They come in completely separately still, like, because they have two of the best entrances.
Yeah.
Go harking back to our episode 1, I did point out Braniel has one of my favourite entrances. I was worried they were going to get rid of that and bring them in together to some weird, like, it's the Blackpool Combat Club. It's the Blackpool Combat Club.
But even if that happened, because, he's a man's man, so...
He is a man's man.
It's that bad.
Oh, I forgot about he's a man's man.
Exactly, yeah.
Oh.
If he came out wearing the plaid shirt and the and a thingy.
That reminds me of, we were talking about Daniel Barry in work. Is it Daniel Barry? The guy who played Rimmer in Red Dwarf. Christopher Barry, I think he's called. And he was in a show called Prince Amongst Men. It didn't last. It was only one season. You can watch it on YouTube. Terrible. One of them BBC shows that clearly got greenlit with no budget and no real idea. Just they had the title before they had the story. It's about a guy called Gary Prince. He's a footballer, and it's a sitcom about him.
Right.
And but the reason I bring it up is because you know how you just said the whole William Regal thing. The title, the track that they have is like he's a king of. He's a prince among men. He's a prince among men, like that, and it is very much the same fucking thing. He's a man's man.
Almost like Monty Python-esque.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was in the British Empire as well. That was
He was
good.
British Empire,
Yeah.
but we digress slightly.
Yeah.
It is a promising tag team. They're doing some really good like combos as well.
Yeah,
They've got some
yeah.
like signature combos they're doing now, and I like the fact that it looks like they're going to bring other people in and become a stable.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
but
That's what, like I said, it's very much in its infancy, but it's got a lot of potential.
what do you think what do you think they're going to go for with it? Because I can't really see them two being tag team champions, like in the sense of just think of the current tag team climate that they have there. It is all jumping, twizzling, flipping, all like that. And you have these two brutes come in, which are almost like the Road Warriors. Are they going to try and do a Legion of Doom thing and be like two brutes come in and completely?
No, because Daniel
upset
Bryan's
it all.
still a high flyer.
Yeah,
as well.
I
I mean, he doesn't do a lot of the acrobatics out.
But we're talking like Penta and everyone and fucking Jungle Boy, and then you're gonna have
But
them
you can
two.
out wrestle them.
Oh yeah, but what I'm saying is it'll be a weird tonal change
Yeah.
for them to move their tag team division to being kind of like old school brutes tag teaming. I just think it's an
We've
odd
not
thing.
seen that yet though in AEW.
I know.
I don't think so. They might twist it that way for
Will-
a bit, but then I think it's one of them. It's like a good storyline for. It's not like 2 or 3 months. It's like a year-long thing where they do get a reign, but then they'll.
Do you think it's gonna be like the Mega Powers where it explodes over
It's that.
over ego?
Not as much ego. I just think something will go wrong somewhere, or like William Regal might start like swaying a bit, or someone.
Regal needs to bring in other people he's trained as well before.
Yeah.
Like, what's his
In
name?
the mean streets of Blackpool.
No, I was just going to say, what's his name? The Eric Bischoff's cousin, kayfabe cousin, the or half brother. Not the Ernie. What's he called? The one that was, for some reason, the terrible gimmick that he had special needs, but he didn't have special needs in real life. What was he called? Do you not remember this guy?
Oh no.
Oh my god!
I
Oh
remember there was Festus, but I
no!
know it wasn't him.
Right.
Because then he was then.
I'm going to Google it now. This is us going to Dictionary Corner. If I put in
Oh.
special needs wrestler, WWF, it's terrible. Do you not remember? Eugene! Do you not remember Eugene?
Oh yeah, I do. I remember the name. Can't remember. I didn't realise he was related to anyone.
Well, no, he's not related to anyone. They kayfabed it. They made it. He was Eric Bischoff's like half brother. There you go, Eugene.
Oh yeah. I remember.
But Regal went face for the only ever time for him because it was like Eugene got in a rivalry with Triple H of all people, and then William Regal came out to defend him, and it was the only time he ever was face because it was like you can't be a heel in that situation. It just doesn't work. But yeah,
You know
why
what?
did we get him in AEW, Eugene?
The photo that you just showed me then just reminded me of something I watched the other night. Guess who used to be a wrestler?
I mean, that's a very broad question.
Jimmy Savile.
Shut up.
Yes.
No, he did
He
not.
wrestled about 50 matches.
Macho Man Randy Savile.
Yeah, he was legitimately actually a wrestler for a period of time
Oh, that's a bit
while
odd.
he was a radio host.
What?
And they used to beat the shit out of him.
Well, I mean,
Absolutely destroy him
they probably
because he was an arsehole then.
Yeah.
Before.
they probably knew.
Yeah.
That's heavy. That
Yeah.
who would be Gary Glitter would be his tag team partner.
Oh, yeah. That would be the Mega Powers.
Oh, the Mega
Pervs.
Pedos, yeah.
The Mega Pervs.
The Mega Pervs. Oh. No, yeah, I'm looking forward to the Blackpool Combat Club. Although
Yeah.
Eve has pointed out, she can't take it seriously because, like, over in America, it's like fucking Blackpool, innit? Blackpool. Whereas
It's
over
the
here,
same, right? Using that,
Go
when
on.
Wade Barrett was wrestling, or Stu Bennett, the mean streets of Preston. He was from the mean streets of Preston.
who said that? When was that? I don't know this one.
When they announced him when he came down,
I didn't hear that.
yeah, from the mean streets of Preston.
Mean streets of Preston.
Which I don't think he's even from Preston. I can't remember. But
It's probably from
I think
Leyland
his
or
nose is
something.
in Preston, and then he's in somewhere
Yeah.
else.
No, but I don't mind Blackpool. I think Blackpool Combat Club I respect because
I
of
do,
William Regal.
but if they don't have the Northern Lights finisher as the Blackpool Lights finisher, or using that
The
pun, then they're just missing out.
the Blackpool Lights finisher.
Yeah, Blackpool Lights suplex.
I don't know which way to go now. Because I'm gonna go. We'll stick with what we're talking about, kind of like modern stuff.
Yeah.
Young Bucks. You can't not talk about the Young Bucks at the moment. I fucking love. I love that they turned heel. I think it was necessary because I watched them when they were face, and I kind of thought they were. I don't know. It just didn't work for me. They were just nice guys who can wrestle. I respect that they can wrestle, but didn't care. As heels, they've just got a good attitude. I do feel like there's a lot borrowed from Shawn Michaels. It is like Shawn Michaels' sperm of the wrestling.
For me, it's like dun super kick, dun super kick, dun super kick.
Oh, do you not like it as much? I think what you've got to respect is there was on the last episode of Dynamite.
Yeah.
I can't remember who they were wrestling, but there was a bit where obviously got tagged in, and one of them took out everyone. Like went one to the other. I think it was actually a 6-man tag, so one to the other, then another one tagged the other one. They took it, and it was so fluid. They were tagging each other and going and just jumping out and landing, and they knew where the other one was going to be at all times. And I get that obviously they can. It's scripted, okay, I get it. But performing that and pulling it off is just so entertaining to watch.
Yeah.
And I respect the hustle from them.
Of course, it's scripted, but every TV show is scripted.
Yeah.
But it has to be a good script to be a good TV show.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean?
But it's just, I just, every Young Bucks match, I do have my jaw open a little at some point going, fucking hell.
Yeah.
It's just something else. It's sets a precedent. When they were tag team champs, I thought they completely deserved it the whole time.
Yeah.
I was more worried about who was going to take it off them, because I thought to take it off them, you've got to make a good performance.
As much as I'm not a big fan of them, it doesn't mean I don't respect them. I do respect them, and they also slightly look, if you in the right light, they look like Charlie Day.
Yeah, I'll give you
In a
that. There is
weird
a Charlie Day about them.
You kind of look and go, is it? No. Right.
Of course, I'm gonna always like any wrestler that does a little macho man pose on the stage at any given moment. Totally up for that. Totally down for that.
Yeah,
but, yeah,
like, they are entertaining. Alright, but most of the time, I like watching them with someone else.
In what set? I mean,
Against someone else, like another tag. I'll
most tag teams are good against another tag team.
Well, yeah.
I don't know what you
But
mean.
oh no, because then that's more watching the other tag team. But I always find they're a good opponent.
Do you like? So what I get? So you're saying you'd like to see them react? You like?
Yeah.
Sorry, you like to see tag teams
don't-
react to the Young Bucks?
Yeah, I don't.
Right.
Yeah.
More like.
So it's not like, for example, say when Dolph Ziggler is wrestling, he puts anyone over.
Yeah.
Like they do too. Whether they win or lose, it is a good match because they sell everything, and it's entertaining.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I also kind of one thing I'm trying to think if there's any team that goes against what I'm about to say. No, I don't think there is. When I'm watching, like, it still happens in modern wrestling. There's a bit where, like, one of the members, one of the wrestlers will pull off a move. The wrestler will go down. He'll turn and try and get like some, he'll be the heel trying to get something from the crowd. And oh no, he's going to come behind you. Oh, he should have been concentrating. Not one tag team that we've mentioned falls back on that. They keep the match flowing and going. Don't need to do that. They can believably slip up and make a mistake without doing something cocky even though technically Young Bucks are one of the cockiest teams.
Cocky, though.
Yeah, they have like that guy comes and sprays them all the time, and he's filming them all the time, and they do like they do poses in the ring, but the posing and stuff never gets in the way of them wrestling.
Yeah.
They just if they fuck up, it's because of how good the other team is.
Yeah.
And that's what gets them at people over with them.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. But yeah, Young Bucks, I really like more than I ever thought I would.
My next one,
Go on.
Headbangers.
Yeah, we were going to get to this. So this is something I knew this was going to come up because when we first talked about this, you were doing the research on Headbangers instantly.
Because it's one of them, it's like, just because, covered in tattoos and stuff like that. I saw them when I was a kid and I just thought they were the coolest. Like, even the music is just like...
I just want to point out for the people who are listening, you didn't have the tattoos as a kid, though. The way you worded that sentence made it sound like I had tattoos and everything.
They had tattoos. I wanted tattoos.
Yeah, okay, cool. Right, just making sure you weren't abused.
Yeah, no. Every tattoo I've had, I've agreed to. Somewhat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm with you on that. Like, I don't know if we talked... By the way, it's been so long since there has been a bit of a gap between episode 1 and episode 2 that we filmed, so I don't know if I talked about Gold Dust in the episode 1, but when we used to play the Attitude game, there was three wrestlers like to play. One was Gold Dust.
Yeah.
The others were Mosh and Thrasher because they had that mad makeup on, tattoos, and they said real men wear skirts, and I thought that was like dead cool. Like that was so like outrageous. And all my mates would be like, why are you always the weird ones?
That's me.
And it's like, but I went, this is why, because I'm in your head on a computer game.
Yeah.
But that was what was so great about them, and they would come out like all this. I love, when Vince has fed the line to JR and King, like, you've got to throw this in. So like when Steve Austin started, you've got to call him Stone Cold. Say it's like Stone Cold eyes. Look at his eyes, they're stone cold, or whatever. Like throw in the tagline. I liked for a while it was like, but they lead a alternative lifestyle. That was all I'd say. They lead an alternative lifestyle, and then King always pretends to be down with the kids. So it's like, they listen to Marilyn Manson, don't you, JR? So I just loved how
they look. King will get on board with anything. Like to try and push it. It's just really funny.
But they were very believably alternative. I imagine maybe I wasn't old enough at the time. That might have been really annoying for the grunge movement to see it just portrayed in such a.
But they were slightly alternative.
Were they though? Because the first opportunity he got, when Thrasher got injured, Mosh became. He got made to be Chad or whatever he was, and then he stopped doing that because of the storyline that he was a wife beater.
Yeah.
So then he got rid of. He started off as being like that kid who's into having sex with his mum. Do you remember that? He was like, right. We're going back to Dictionary Corner. So Mosh, wiki. Oh no, that's going to bring up.
I'm sure his name was.
Yeah, but he for a very short time. There was even promos.
Thrasher's Glenn, wasn't it? Glenn.
Beaver Cleavage. He was Beaver Cleavage for.
That was it. Yeah.
Yeah, for like 2 matches, and then he throws away the shackles of Beaver Cleavage because I don't know why they were still trying gimmicks, and he becomes Chad.
Yeah.
And then Chad beat his wife.
Yeah, because their real names were Charles and Glenn, which was quite funny.
Everyone what?
Their actual names are Charles and Glenn.
I mean, Glenn's a pretty cool name because Glenn Danzig.
All right.
Well, I'm just saying, it's if you're gonna go with Glenn Jacobs. Okay, he's made some odd tweets, but again, this insidious, alternative looking person. They can be called Glenn.
The character.
Yeah.
But real life.
Okay.
So just prove my point.
Yeah, but then he chose to go by the name Chad, which is like it's such a Chad.
His name's Charles. So
yeah, so he goes by Chad, and then he just disappeared and just did nothing. But the point was, his character just came out in like a pair of shorts.
Yeah,
and that was it. He didn't look alternative at all to me. But no,
I just thought it was cool wearing a Marilyn Manson t-shirt. Like, this smells like children. Like, that was like
yeah.
the height of like, oh my god, he's
And the
crazy.
cone breasts they would
Yeah,
come out with as
yeah,
well. They would come
Madonna
out.
thing,
Yeah, the Madonna breasts. And right. I don't know how much you did a bit of research on them.
Yeah.
I was watching when I was going through it. I can't remember who they win it off, but they win the tag team titles on Raw. I think it is.
Yeah.
Then the following week on Raw, they don't have them. They're back on the waists of whoever they won them off, and it isn't brought up again. Like, I don't know why.
I can't for the life of me remember. And I literally just I was
You were
researching about it, and the only thing that stuck in my head was the rivalry between the Insane Clown Posse, which I thought was so stupid.
Did it ever go anywhere? I remember it.
Not they basically came in the ring and they just battered them, and that was it.
That was all they would do.
Yeah, that was pretty much it. Like,
here we go. They won it one time. Do I get why they won it or how they won it? No, they did. They won it officially. They did win the tag.
Yeah.
So we have tag team title, and yeah, and then for the next week on Raw,
it just will be. They just didn't go over as well as they were supposed to. Like, they didn't get a push.
I think it was too late. I
Yeah.
think they went over really early and they didn't do enough with them because they were on adverts.
It was really actually before the Attitude Era.
Yeah, it was like Attitude before Attitude.
Yeah, it was like maybe 6 months to a year before the Attitude Era actually started, because then they came back, like, I think Mosh came back a little bit because he was involved in like the Hardcore Championship.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Thrasher won it.
Yeah.
Thrasher came back from his injury and then and they kind of just they almost became like jobbers, like at the fucking
Well, that's what I mean. They just
like
went
the
bushwhackers.
like the bushwhackers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but there was a point where when you're watching it, they do pop when they come out. People are like cheering for them. I love the move that of the basically just shoving their ass in your face, like jumping in, that. No, I did like the headbangers. Props to them.
Again, it was just like that was the mosh. I think it was the mosh pit. That was his finisher where it was just like where he just jumped on the face. Literally from the top, and that was it. It was just kind of like
it was
bad leg drop.
Yeah, it was the mosh pit.
Yeah.
Which the Hardys improved upon massively.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Well, all right. If you say the Headbangers, I'll go with what I thought were the coolest as a kid. Too Cool. I honestly thought, and we talked about this at great length. We'll talk about this on the next. We're either talking about the next episode or it's on the previous episode. But when we went to meet one half of Scotty Too Hotty,
One half of Scotty Too Hotty.
What?
You just said we'll meet one half of Scotty Too
No,
Hotty.
sorry. When we went to meet Scotty Too Hotty, I did say...
Sadly, one of them's passed away.
Yeah.
We don't want to chop the other one in half.
I still to this day don't know whether they were cool or not. Like, it's
They were too cool.
Stop it.
They were past cool. They were too cool.
When I, as a kid, believed they were actually cool. They were actually, that's what cool was. Now I look back, I think they were meant to be a parody of what was meant to be cool. But then the way they go over so much for people, is that when it's so east, it's west? Are they so not cool, it's cool? Which in that case, was I right all along?
They were hipsters before hipsters.
Yeah, like there's a degree of, there's rules of coolness. I think Eddie Izzard says it really well. He's like, no eye patch, could be cool, might not be cool. One eye patch, pretty cool. Two eye patches, no, not cool at all. There's so far you can go, but then you can go even further and be like, and just go into it. I just feel like too cool.
But do you think that's just how everything becomes a parody of itself? Then it kind of like circles round to the point where like people taking the piss with this, or have actually they're being serious.
And if you lean into it enough, if you accept it rather than go slap Chris Rock, it's fine.
Fair enough. Yeah.
But yeah, Too Cool. I loved everything about them. I think, as we learned, Grandmaster Sexay was more important than people realise in that. Say it's a tag team, there's three of them really, but really Rikishi did his own thing. It was only for 3-way tags. He was there. It was mostly Scotty 2 Hotty and Grandmaster Sexay. And it is weird when I rewatched it all. They were obviously heels to begin with. They were called Too Much.
Yeah.
And Grandmaster Sexy had this horrible laugh, which he actually carried on doing when he became face. Doesn't do it as much, but I didn't notice it as a kid. Now I'm looking back, I'm like, how did I not notice this horrendous like laugh he does?
Yeah. But you just think it's part when you're watching it, like, there's a lot how I talk about. I try not to do too much research because then now I just feel like I'm just quoting that.
Quoting Wikipedia, rather than giving
or,
your
like,
POV.
Videos, I'd rather like think, oh, I remember this, and like, like I liked it because I'd rather sort of just say what from memory, whether it's right or wrong. Then
I learned to do the worm, but I can only do it backwards. I can't go forwards. So I don't know if that really truly counts as learning to do the worm, but I actively learned to do that because of watching Scotty 2 Hotty every Saturday morning do the fucking worm.
I don't know why, in my head then, I didn't think you meant going backwards, like travelling backwards. I thought you meant literally just standing vertical and then falling backwards and then just doing it backwards.
On my spine!
Yeah, on my spine. My head just went, what's he mean by, oh, right. No, he means like going forwards and then physically going backwards, not falling backwards and then just flapping like a dead fish. Yeah.
Like, that move possibly at the time rivaled The Rock's People's Elbow. For one, ridiculousness, and two, do you hear how loud the crowd goes when he goes to do it? And if you watch any old episode, and he embraces it as well, like The Rock just like stands there and does his thing where he like sniffs in the air.
Yeah.
I loved how he always looked like it was. I'm trying to think of another wrestler that does something similar, like when the Dudley Boys, when they put someone through a table and he gets the manic eye.
Yeah.
Like, it's like he does it before. The bulldogs them, sees them in the position, and he gets the manic eyes and looks around at everyone, and it's like he can't control himself, and it just goes, It's like this build up to what's he gonna do? Oh, he's doing.
You know what he's gonna do.
Yeah, but if you've never watched before, and you're like, why? What's he gonna do? Oh my god, he's gonna do something mad. Yeah, watch. And he just does this ridiculous dance where he skips around, and then the worm, and at the end of the day, it's just a knife edge chop to the throat.
Yeah.
It's nothing more than that.
But which probably doesn't even connect.
Yeah.
It's even better when you realise later on that a lot of it's just...
Yeah, obviously. And but I fucking loved that move.
Yeah.
I loved Grandmaster just jumping off the top ropes and landing. Again, he had a killer leg drop. And they did really work well. And of course, whenever they won, little dance off bro at the end, which again, I absolutely love Too Cool, and we'll probably talk about that more, or did talk about that more in the banter episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, next one for you.
Hardy Boys.
I have them on the list. I did.
Yeah.
But there's going to be crossovers.
But you've not, you didn't get in there first. So, simple as that.
So what, you're claiming this?
Yeah.
JB didn't even say the Hardy Boys.
Yeah, well.
PK did.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
No, go. You go for this.
Yeah, they just were, fear is a 4-letter word. Just they had the best and stupidest catchphrases.
I don't remember them talking. Like, I'm up to 2000.
It was more like t-shirt slogans.
T-shirt
and stuff like that, like Too Extreme and stuff.
Because he gave what's his name as he was a mouthpiece for a bit. That fucking old wrestler who was a manager for a little bit at the Kane. Do you not remember? He's still involved in WWE now. Oh god, I can't remember him. But it just didn't make it because they either weren't a good mouthpiece or they didn't. I don't remember them talking much even when I watched as a kid.
No, they didn't. I kind of meant to look like visual, like like t-shirts and stuff like that. Like
they would react like Edge and Christian when they, in the off chance they would become a heel, or if Dudley Boys were giving them shit.
Yeah.
The Hardys wouldn't say anything back. They just go out and beat the shit.
Yeah.
And that was the reaction. That was great. But they didn't know they gave him a manager for a bit, and it was like this 50-year-old guy looked like Pat Patterson. I cannot remember which wrestler it was, but they dressed him exactly the same, and it looked really weird.
I'm glad I don't remember that.
Yeah, I don't know.
That just made me, just ruin it.
But they did a lot of firsts.
Yeah.
And
Just next level stuff in terms of like all the ladder matches, table matches. Literally Jeff Hardy, I don't know, again, like Mankind, how he's still alive. Just the amount of times you see him just folded in places how he's not supposed to, like.
That first unofficial TLC match, which is it's billed as a ladder match, but I just watched it on WrestleMania 2000, might have been, or No Way Out, I can't remember which one. And the big finale is he gets Jeff Hardy runs outside and gets a ladder that is, if you put it next to the ring, it's the same height as a ladder in the ring. So you put a ladder in the ring to get to the belts. This ladder is so high that you're outside the ring. You're on the same. You could get to the
belt from
outside the ring in theory.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
The same height as the belt from
the ring difference between the floor and the ring floor, it makes up. So he gets
still that's still a good 4 foot.
It's fucking that's
it's
big.
Really high.
Yeah, that's big. So he goes and he gets that, puts that in the middle of the crowd, the walkway.
Yeah.
Puts that and puts Devon? No, Bubba. Puts Bubba on 2 tables, and then goes to the very, very, very top. And then even then, he could just like sit, on the top and go 2 rungs down. Nah, he stands on the top rung. He's doing this, and he just swanton bombs off of it, and you see everyone in the crowd like go, "What the fuck?" Because there's nothing been done. Hadn't been done before.
No. I can't remember which pay-per-view it is. No, I know it's a Royal Rumble. I can't remember which year, where they have the taxi through the front.
It's that's Royal Rumble. That's Royal Rumble 2000, and that's the tables match with the Dudleys.
Right, so I remember that because that was the only one I remember being in beginning of high school ish, and it being on TV. It was on Channel 4.
It was.
I remember getting up like super early.
It's like 1 in the morning to watch it.
So I got up at like 6 or something like that, and that was crazy early for me before school. I just remember getting on top of the taxi.
Yeah.
And then Swanton bombing it off the top of that, and that was just the coolest thing
I've
ever seen.
That's top tier match for me.
Yeah,
like as a kid, I would constantly rewind and watch that match because it's just end to end, wall to wall.
Yeah.
Like insanity. And don't get me wrong, it's a 2-way. It's a dance. Takes 2 to tango. Whatever tag teams they were paired with, Vince did very well to realize the potential of all these.
Yeah.
But the Hardys, and what's great is we've got them back.
Yes, but they've still got it. It's not a case of like.
Jeff Hardy just jumped off the fucking side of the inside.
Yeah, just about to say that. Oh, yeah, I don't know if you'd seen it with.
I'm up to date other than this week.
I think I'm the same. I think I'm partway through last week's.
Yeah, it'll be last week's.
Yeah,
but anyway, this was the week
a few
before,
weeks
yeah.
ago, yeah, with the Butcher and Blade.
Yeah.
I can't remember the other tag team they were with.
They were so Butcher and Blade are with Private Party.
Yeah, and then it's Sting and
Sting and Darby Allin of the Hardys.
I wanted to mention them because
I did want to mention them, but it's like they didn't make my cut. But they do get a shout out because technically undefeated.
Shouldn't work, but does.
Yeah, I'm also. I remember being worried when Sting was announced as he was going to wrestle. I thought, I don't want another WCW where you just get old people.
Is Sting spot in that where he does pretty much the same?
He just dives off the fucking top of he does the Royal Rumble.
Yeah,
he dives
at pretty much the same height.
As he did it, I did what I'm doing now. Put my head up. Whoa! What you're doing? You're like 62, and he just went for it.
Yeah,
but give him it. He fucking nailed it.
It's like they don't like. I would have thought when that tag team. Like Darby would have carried Sting. But anyway, back to Hardys.
Yeah.
But that was just awesome. The fact that it's them 4. Like when Jeff came into AEW, I just thought, what are they gonna do? Because they've already got Matt as this, shit manager.
Heel.
Crap. Like
I liked how he began the meeting by saying they point out you don't have your suit on. He's like, yeah, I'm a bit of a dickhead. I don't have a suit on, and it's kind of almost addressing the whole like. I'm Matt Hardy. I'm whatever character I seem to be because he's got the whole delete thing and everything.
Yeah, I kind of missed all the broken Matt Hardy stuff. Like,
I watched a bit of a documentary on it. It is quite an interesting character to do, and then obviously got Jeff in on it as well.
Yeah.
But it was quite good how like he just instantly went, as soon as he didn't have the suit on, I was like, oh my god, he's turning face.
Yeah.
And then I didn't know Jeff was coming. I predicted it, but I didn't know.
The only reason I sort of like it was kind of like it had to be because Matt Hardy every week was we're gonna be reunited on the 12th.
Oh yeah, on Twitter.
Basically, just counted it down until Jeff's 3 months?
Yeah, 3 months.
Yeah,
I think it was
3 months.
He's got to have a gap before he's allowed to wrestle.
His contract with WWE when that was over, like it was literally to the day. But they're still trying to get him in trouble for when he first came out.
Why?
Because he technically wrestled. You know, when he came out to help.
Yeah, was he not allowed to wrestle?
He wasn't allowed to wrestle, but because he'd done moves, they're like, you've been wrestling. Like, I don't know how much is true or false, but like it was just rumoured that like
so petty, fucking hell.
Yeah, WWE were like not happy about it. But then, you know, he's booked after.
Yeah, fucking hell. But it's carried on. But yeah, the Hardys will always go down as being like, they'll probably be one of the biggest tag teams that's ever been. Which
music as well.
Yeah. As soon as that music hits, everyone goes nuts at it. And then they've got the symbolism with that. And no, it's good call on that. And my mates, obviously, I don't know if it was because of the time as well. When I was younger, my mates were like, were more into new metal and being goths, where I was a little punk kid. But that was kind of like they were wrestlers. We both kind of like could see a bit of ourselves in. I could see the punk side of it was they saw the more, well, as Jerry the King's Law would say, they've got an alternative lifestyle.
Well, the cool thing is they were kind of in line with the Jackass era as well.
Yeah,
so it was
actually,
cool to hurt yourself.
It was. You know what? It was like like Jackass. If Jackass was in sports, it really was. Yeah, flinging yourself into everything.
Funny enough, like the current WrestleMania that we had the other day, I've not seen it yet, not watched it.
I don't.
But just what I was going to say before, going back to when you were saying about Jungle Express. No,
Jurassic Express.
Not Jungle Express.
Jungle Express is the porno.
You'd know.
Yeah.
So Jurassic Express doing Doomsday Device.
Mm.
I've not watched it, but I've only heard about it. Is it Logan Paul or
Logan Paul?
Logan Paul doing the Three Amigos.
I'm really annoyed about that, and I'm not even like from South America or not Spanish or anything.
It's Eddie Guerrero's move, like.
Yeah, but what's more annoying is if you watch like I think in AEW some wrestlers have gone to do Three Amigos and they get interrupted on the third Amigo.
They do it, but it as homage. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
It's like it's.
Didn't he do the Three Amigos and the Frog Splash? I heard he did.
I don't know.
I heard he did the Frog Splash as well, and it's like, all right, are you playing a tribute to Eddie, or did you just watch an Eddie match and just
literally
go?
Like last weekend, I've just not had a chance to watch it.
I mean, I'm not ever gonna watch it because watching modern WWE makes me fucking nauseous.
Yeah, but I'm happy to pay a tenner for the month.
I will. For the channel.
Yeah, to watch Stone Cold wrestle again because I think that it's like a 16-minute long match, is it something like that?
I don't know.
Kevin Owens and
you're trying to win me over, but I'm not being reeled in. I get it,
but I apparently it wasn't bad.
Oh, good. As long as it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
As long as WrestleMania 38, the showcase of the Immortals, wasn't bad. But it was, by the way, because then I'm guessing you've not seen the absolute worst Stone Cold Stunner that ever was.
Oh, to Vince McMahon?
Yeah,
I've seen that. Of course I have.
Well, we'll talk about that on the next episode or the previous episode, whatever fucking order we do this in.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll put the pin in that. Well, I think if we're going to talk Hardy Boys, let's just talk the whole fucking crew. Let's talk about Edge and Christian. Let's talk Dudley Boys because it's like I'm
joint fifth with that one.
Yeah, I'm just like watching it all unfold now, and it is mad. Like going back to the Hardys, like he does a fucking 450 splash with like one of the Dudley boys on the ladder, and Bubba moves, so just does a 450 splash onto the fucking ladder. Ow! Like that would fucking hurt. I don't give a shit what you say.
Yeah.
That would hurt. And then he just takes a rest and then gets back up. But they all do some mad fucking shit. Like the best you hear the crowd go insane because this is when they start really like experimenting and showing like pushing the boundaries, as it were. When I think Edge is in the corner like that in the turnbuckle, and they go to do what do they call that move where Jeff Hardy runs and jumps off of Matt's back? Poetry in motion.
Right,
He goes to do poetry in motion.
Yeah.
As he runs to do it, and he jumps off Matt Hardy's back, Matt Hardy's a bit further away. Edge runs and spears him in midair, like totally spear, and it looks like Jeff just snaps in two and goes down.
I do love perfectly executed moves like that.
And you hear the whole crowd like go like fuck.
Yeah.
Like that looked like it hurt, and then they replay it like 5 times because they know we've just caught gold. Play it, fucking play it, and then the Dudley boys do shit like that all the time as well. Perfectly executed.
That moment, the only one that springs to my head is completely different wrestlers. It's Randy Orton and Seth Rollins.
Mm.
It's a few years ago, can't remember which event. It might be Mania, Mania, but basically. Seth Rollins goes for the curb stomp, but then as he goes go down, Randy Orton flicks up. So Steph Rollins.
Steph Rollins. Can someone please make that crossover? Stephanie McMahon mixed with Seth Rollins. Steph freaking Rollins.
Seth Rollins then gets chucked in the air and he reverses it into a stunner, into a RKO.
Yeah.
And it's that perfect move. Not really fussed on either wrestler, but when I saw that, I thought, wow, that was perfect.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
No, there's a lot of that. Like, I don't know how the Dudley boys, unless obviously how scripted they like to be before they go out, but it's amazing how one of them Bubba will just be over somewhere. He might even be down on the floor, and then Devon just goes to do the Irish whip into the ropes, and he just knows, and then he'll smack whoever is on, get up, and they'll just do a Dudley Death Drop. Yeah. They'll just run and do a 3D, and it just comes out of nowhere. There'll be absolute chaos happening in the ring, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it's like when you're watching them screensavers, and it's a load of shit happening at once, and all of a sudden, it just goes and lines like that for a minute, and then carries on, and he just Dudley Death Drop, and you hear the crowd go fucking wild because none of you saw it coming.
Yeah,
but. Yeah, the Edge and Christian as well shouldn't have worked.
Yeah,
they were leftovers of the Brood.
Yeah, see, I was going to mention that. Like, I kind of feel in the whole situation, I feel sorry for Spike Dudley and Gangrel.
Right,
you've got both of them.
I didn't know about Spike Dudley. Until about this year. Was he just the one in ECW? Did he didn't ever move to WWF? Did he, Spike? Or did he do when they did the invasion when they eventually bought them?
I can't remember.
I don't think Spike was ever.
I can't. I just remember him being there. He was there,
and then he wasn't.
Yeah, and Gangrel, like
Gangrel. I mean, yeah, Gangrel. He didn't work with. He worked like aesthetically with them.
He worked with the Brood, but it didn't work.
He was not remotely like them in the way he wrestled at all. He was not like in any way acrobatic. He was a more down to earth technical wrestler.
It wasn't like, say, reference at the moment, House of Black, where it's 3 different wrestlers.
Yes, that's a very good one. House of Black.
Yeah.
But no, I'm kind of Gangrel going was a blessing because it gave us Edge and Christian, who, unlike like the Hardy, I don't think the Hardys were ever heel. They were always face. The Dudleys were face or heel depending if the crowd wanted them to be. They never really changed other than like if the it became famous for him going, Devon, get the table, and everyone was shouting with him.
It doesn't really matter. It was like that era where
such a grey area
that there was no face or heel. It was just a crazy match.
Yeah,
and it was for
It made them more human. They're not.
Yeah.
It's not Mr. Perfect versus just some
the
fucking
bad guy.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
this is the Repo Man.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like it was really a grey area where you decide who you want to win because there's no real clear. What's your point of view?
It like
Pick your own adventure.
in those matches. Like you'd kind of like, I'd be like, I like all three. I don't care who wins.
Yeah,
'cause it's just
that's
an
what was so
awesome
good
match.
about them.
And like you don't get that often.
You're just
where it's
rooting for
like,
everyone. Yeah.
Yeah, I can just watch all three of them just wrestling. I don't care who wins because it'll be the same again next month, and I can't wait.
But what's weird with Edge and Christian is they did the whole like but then they would turn heel. They'd be like dead cocky and be like, we're the tag team champions, no one can beat us, and then they would do like proper heel moves like cheat and shit like that.
Yeah.
And it's weird how out of them three, those three tag teams who they were all kind of reliant on each other, like how fucking Fire needs oxygen, a spark, and a fuel source.
Yeah.
They all are reliant on each other to kind of keep themselves going. They were the ones who needed to change to flip. They needed to flip all the time because maybe they didn't have as good a gimmick as I don't know if they weren't as over to just get. I'm basically saying I don't think Edge and Christian, if they just picked one route, heel all the time or face all the time, they would never have lasted so long. They're the most adaptable, whereas the other teams were just so over anyway, it didn't matter. But kudos to them, especially now the fact that Edge and Christian are still wrestling as well.
Yeah.
Which Christian Cage, by the way, I absolutely fucking love.
Yeah.
He's so good now. I don't know if is it a hot take. I think he's better than Edge. I think I'm not that much of an Edge fan. I think Edge seems a bit tired now.
Yeah, I don't think Edge should have come back.
Whereas Christian,
Like maybe for the Rumble and a brief spell for a couple of matches, but not as a full-time wrestler. Like he looks old. You know what I mean?
he looks how CM Punk is described by MJF.
He does, yeah, and like he kind of looks more and more like soon he's gonna be presenting Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah.
It's just like it's just his eye sockets are just getting like deeper and deeper and deeper. You know,
He looks like Alice Cooper's dead corpse, which is saying something.
or Alice Cooper without the makeup.
Yeah, Alice Cooper without the makeup.
Yeah.
No, but it's
Milwaukee.
What?
Hope we get that reference. Someone will.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Go on. Please tell me you got that reference.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's alright.
I've got one more team. I don't know if you've got any more.
Go for it.
I couldn't. I think it'd be criminal to not mention them. The New Age Outlaws.
Yeah, fair enough.
Couldn't not mention them. I just think I think they kick-started the whole kind of like tag team revolution in WWF. If you watch WWF, 80s to 90s, tag teams, it's like the matches that happen, they kind of maybe.
Like Demolition though.
I mean, there's the odd teams that come in, but what I mean is what
Well, again, 'cause
causes.
they look like, you know, they look crazy. I just love them. So.
I feel like all the other tag teams were always jobbers for whatever Vince thought was, I'll get this cool looking tag team.
Yeah.
And that was kind of the. Although I say that, you had the fucking. What were the Canadian tag team called? The proper the Mounties.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why Vince really.
British Bulldogs. And,
Yeah,
you know, it was less. I think.
It's an odd time.
It was kind of like they had gimmicks. It was like right, we're getting it wrong. They got to New Age Outlaws and stuff. All right, okay, people like this stuff now. I think they kept pushing it.
They kept pushing it, and it just wasn't landing, and then they kind of would take the focus off it.
Yeah.
But then when New Age Outlaws came in, they interacted with the crowd. They called themselves the champions when they weren't the champions even, and that kind of like was like a way to rile up whoever the champions were and to challenge them.
It was that sort of
They were the people's
arrogant MTV generation.
Yeah, and it was the whole like fucking. They weren't even the best at being a tag team in some weird way. Like,
Yeah.
I not to remotely knock them, but there was other tag teams out there that were, again, going back to like Owen Hart and Yokozuna, who had this fluidity about them, even though they're so different. Billy Gunn and Road Dogg were just entertaining.
Yeah.
And they were good wrestlers. And they cheated a lot, but we forgave them for it almost, because it was like, screw it, out of who do I want to win? You know, DX or whatever, some random tag team he's thrown together this week, Vince.
I'm going to quickly shoehorn in
Go on.
a tag team.
I think I know who you're going to... Oh, go on.
X-Pac and Kane.
I knew you were going to say X-Pac and Kane. I fucking
because
knew.
I was going to, like, I was half and half between Daniel Bryan to Team Hell No.
Yeah.
Because that was entertaining as hell.
It was a weird... I didn't even remember that until I rewatched it.
Because
I did not remember
the
it.
whole storyline was hilarious because they were supposed to be in therapy. Like they were both in therapy to be like better wrestlers.
What? I don't know this.
Like,
Oh, wait,
within
I'm-
the storyline, not in real life.
Oh, right. Wait, hold on. Is this Team Hell No?
Yeah.
Sorry, sorry. I thought you meant Kane and X-Pac then. I was like, they were not.
Kane and X-Pac, that just worked well. Big guy, small guy.
No.
You know, Jurassic
I don't know this
Express,
about Team
exactly
Hell
the
No.
same.
I know Team Hell No exists, but...
Team Hell No, just like, I can't remember how it started, but they just ended up like with this with a psychiatrist, and like they just tried to make it work constantly every week because they hated each other because they got put together as... It was kind of one of them. It was when the tag teams were put together.
Yeah, where Vince said, you're with this person, and kayfabe, it's like, you've got to wrestle with this person.
To the point, but again, it shouldn't work, but it does, because, you know, you've got a big guy and you've got, like, the small dude.
Yeah.
But it was more funny the fact they didn't get along, but they did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It worked perfectly.
But Kane and X-Pac was Team Hell No, but they did get along.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I just wanted to put that in there. That I think I really wanted to speak more about Team Hell No than I did X-Pac and Kane. Never mind.
That might be in season 2.
Yeah,
we might talk about that in season 2. Little nod
Yeah.
to it. But did we miss anyone out? Obviously we did. We've not named every single tag team there ever was. Let us know by emailing us. Do we have an email address yet?
Yeah, kick out at 2 podcast@gmail.com.
There you go. kickout2podcast@gmail.com. Message us with like your suggestions of who you would want us to mention when we talk about this subject again. Did we get anything completely wrong? Just get in contact. It's always, I imagine it's going to be always nice to hear from you guys. Thank you for listening to another episode. I've been Jay.
I've been PK. See you later.
See you later.